Kim Kardashian posted about the Iranian protests, followed by an explainer that says that the Iranian people are not protesting against Islam. They are simply protesting for the sake of all these rights that are denied to them. What is your reaction? I flipped out. Okay, I actually have it. What do you think? I could bring what she posted.
No, I didn't even see it. So no, I don't know. If I'm an explainer that says that. Okay, be informed. So that's Kim K, right? Okay.
That's Kim K. That's real.
Iranians are not protesting against Islam or any other religion. How do you know this? This is why. Yeah, sometimes just stay out of it. Okay, if you're gonna try to play on both sides of the court of the net, then just stay out of it. We don't need your freaking support. They're fighting for their basic rights.
But go on.
They're fighting for their basic rights. The right for women to sing in their country. Yeah, Islam forbids that, biatch. The right for women to ask for a divorce. Yeah, Islam doesn't allow that. So yeah, they are going against Islam. The right for women to have custody over their children. Sorry, I'm not looking good for Islam. The right to choose how they dress. Definitely going against Islam then. To stop wrongful imprisonment. Okay, yeah, maybe. To stop torture and rape while under arrest. Okay, that's not Islamic. For freedom of speech, you're definitely un-Islamic. Not only for journalists, but for all citizens. For the many Iranians abroad that fear a death sentence upon returning to their homeland. They are fighting to get Iran back. They're fighting for the future of the children. Well, yeah, they are fighting against Islam then. This movement is anti-Islam.
Okay, so when you say if it's anti-Islam or not, okay, so it is against my understanding of Islam and Harris's understanding of Islam. But as we all know, so many people have different understanding of Islam. Yes. And there are many people who think Islam doesn't stand against any of these things. You could perfectly do all of these things and still be a Muslim, okay? Okay.
In fact, all of these things are, in fact, I would say all of these things are un-Islamic, like forcing women to wear, having basic rights, yeah.
No, but there are many people who are saying, I'm Muslim and I think it's okay to dance and sing and like show their hair. Muslims to show their hair, right? So, so technically, what she's saying is not true. But what you're saying is not true, Harris, either, because we can't, anybody says Iranians are protesting against or saying Iranians are not protesting against, okay? Maybe you should clarify, I make this mistake as well, okay? Because the majority of Iranians, the thing that they're protesting for right now is the regime for the regime to fall, right? The vast majority, okay? Sometimes I say the protesters, and I should say the vast majority of protesters, right? But when she says Iranians are not protesting, it's such a general. You could almost guarantee to be wrong, and you have to be careful not to generalize Iranian protesters.
Because she's appeasing, because she's appeasing the Muslim, because everyone's scared of Islamophobia narrative. Everyone's scared of that. I don't want to come across as an Islamophobic. So calm down, guys. When these guys don't hate Islam, okay, just support them. They don't hate Islam. That's the kind of appeasement.
Okay, so the truth is that there are among the protesters. So what is seemingly uniting all of them is that they're anti-regime. Okay, but whether they're anti-Islam or not anti-Islam, they are different groups. There are many protesters who are anti-Islam. And they're protesting against Islam, and the Islamic regime is a representative of Islam for them. I listen to a lot of these people. A lot of these protesters think that this is just the start. Once they take out the regime, they're going to end Islam globally. That's what I hear them say. This is the first. Yeah, I heard.
But that would be some.
They're crazy, right? So, okay, I know they're crazy, but this is their whole. But this is we're going to start in Iran. We're going to liberate Iran from Islam, and then we're going to go for other Islamic countries.
Pakistan. I'll join hands with them for Pakistan. So,
the people are saying based in the live chat, but there are many Iranians who they hate Islam with a passion, as much as I hate Islam. Sometimes these people hate Islam. The only place in the world where I can find people who hate Islam with a greater passion than even me is in Iran, right? Aggressively against Islam, okay? So when you say Iranians are not protesting against Islam, you're right about some of them. Some of them are like Muslims who are protesting against the government, right? But some of them, you're wrong about some of them. So you don't generalize like that. Some of them are like aggressively anti-Islamic. Right. Yeah.
This is what I meant. Yeah. Look, fair enough. This is what I meant. But I get it. I think I jumped on the fact that this is a very common behavior these days, that people want to appease Muslims. That please, okay, don't feel bad about this. We don't want to touch your cuddly bear called Islam. We're not going after that. So let's just get behind all these people. And yes, your religion would not be tarnished. Your religion would not be attacked or damaged. So let's just get behind these women. I think this has become all too common these days.
Oh, okay, but here's the main criticism I have with this post. Okay, that's not the thing that needs focus right now. Let's say even if it's true, like I've seen so many people coming out. I see Ali Daba. I saw Susanna send me an Instagram post of Muslims coming and saying like, what is happening in Iran, what the regime is doing is not Islamic. This is not the true Islam. I mean, really, is this the time? This is the fact that your priority, you see Iranian people are being killed in the streets, and you're like, oh my God, we need to save Islam. You're right? Yeah. Your priorities are, check your priority. Which one do you think needs saving right now? Islam or the people? The fact that your instinct is to come and like, oh, Islam, let me protect Islam. That is just like your timing says everything. Your timing says where your priorities lies. And that is the bigger problem. Even if it's true that this is what they're doing is not Islamic. Even if it's true, if it's the protests, it is not against Islam, against the regime. The fact that you think ideologies deserves more of your protection than the people in the streets tells me something is wrong. Especially when it comes to, like, I have this advice for Muslims as well. Muslims who are looking at what's happening in Iran and seeing women taking off their hijabs and burning it, okay? And if as a Muslim, okay, because I know many Muslims who are better than this. I know Muslims who think like, oh my God, people's lives, right? But if you are one of the Muslims who the first thing that comes to your mind, like, oh my God, people are going to think badly of Islam, then your priorities are fucked.
Yeah. But speaking of celebrities, though, we should still say, okay, as you said, okay, so there's Islam and there's people there, people fighting for their human rights, and Islam's sanctity has to be preserved as well, because us celebrities, sorry, that's a bit too controversial. We don't want to go there. So, but still, having said that, if you can forgive her that, okay, she's navigated through that. She doesn't want to tackle two beasts at the same time. So she's becoming political. She's making a political statement, and B, we can't really expect her to go after Islam as well. So she doesn't want to tackle two. You
don't have to go on. Like, this is what
I get it.
Is saying. Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying. No, I get it. She doesn't have to. So even if she had bypassed it, I get it. But she wanted to be holistic in her approach. So she wanted to, because a lot of people, hang on a second, because a lot of people do think that, okay, when you burn a hijab, and look what we've been what we have been saying to Western liberals and leftist people. We've been saying, hey, you come out in support of hijabs. Why don't you come out in support of burning the hijab now? So they're like, oh, would that be seen as Islamic? Because right to wear a hijab is Islamic. So right to burn a hijab would be un-Islamic. I mean, these are the things people see these things as in binaries. So that's why I think she was trying to be holistic, and she said it. So just moving past that, okay, it's still is good enough that at least she talked about it. How many other celebrities are not saying it? Who is the biggest celebrity these days? When you hear about a movie star or a celebrity, what's the biggest name that pops to your head?
I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. Who comes to your mind? Wait, hold on.
Most Instagram followers.
Justin Bieber?
No, Bieber's gone.
He talked about Iran, by the way.
Oh, he did? No, The Rock. The Rock is
the Rock
biggest.
is bigger than really bigger than Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah, he's bigger than everyone. He's the biggest, hands down.
I am
but he's so clever. Never, ever, ever says anything that is not populist. He just stays clear of any controversy. But that guy, I think the only time when he actually did make a political statement, that was when he supported Joe Biden, and he copped a lot of flack for it as well. That was the only time. Other than that, all he does is like he just takes photos with some cute kids, and it's like, oh, the kids are crying. He's like, oh, I'll take a photo, yeah, act cool, and it's like, mate. So having said that, so okay, fair enough. Okay, Rock, you want to be a coward. You don't want to. He even shook hands with the MBS. So yeah. So you want to be a coward? Okay, screw you. We don't need that. But I'm saying there are celebrities who can just stay quiet, not damage their brand. But then if Kim K said it, okay, we should still be a little bit grateful to her for saying that.
Yeah, so I agree with that. Even if people say the wrong things, talking about the subject is huge.
Still important, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that they're bringing attention to it, I'd rather them say a wrong thing than nothing at all, okay? So thank you for talking about it. But I will still criticize the wrong thing that you said. Another thing is that even I disagree with what Oxymoron is saying. Okay, like you also say like, oh, you just want to wholesome. Well, and you're saying so. Oxymoron is saying, to be fair, that is what celebrities are supposed to say. They love their careers. You don't have to say this. You know that you don't get any problem. You don't get in any problems with if you just say that I support the Iranian women's rights and I'm against a morality police and the oppressive regime. Nobody's going to come and say like, "Oh, how dare you? You're being Islamophobic." Like right now, everybody's saying it.
No, but some people could say it. No, the only reason. No. But the only reason.
The Muslims around the world right now, they're coming out and they're saying
because they're Sunnis. Because that's Shias.
No, even the Shias around the world. Okay, other than that 10 million pro regime supporter, even the Shias do not support this regime. Right? Other than the 10 million loyalists that they have, and maybe some Hezbollah in Lebanon and some Hashishabi and other people in Iraq and Syria. Right? But it's not a big population. Globally, they wouldn't add to 50 million, right? Globally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's mostly in the Middle East anyways.
No, but
I'm saying you wouldn't get in trouble for being anti-Islamic Republic of Iran. You wouldn't get in trouble for bigotry, right? So you don't have to. We're not saying come out and say, oh, this is like they're fighting Islam. Good job. Like that's not as a celebrity. I know that you cannot come and say like, yeah,
you might actually get some brownie points. You might actually get some brownie points in this case.
I know, but I'm just saying you don't have. All you had to do is just support the Iranian people. You didn't have to say whether this is pro-Islam or anti-Islam.
No, but see, there's the point. So maybe you understand the nitty-gritty of that. We know that it's Shia Sunni divided. This is why I said she wanted to be holistic in a tweet or in a Instagram post. I'm supporting the Iranian women, and that does not mean I'm anti-Islam. That's what she wants to say.
The anti-Islamic part, right now,
I think it was unnecessary.
There's not that many people that are accusing you for being anti-Islam, for being
supporting proactive. She was being proactive.
You don't need to. That's too proactive. That is addressing a concern. That is addressing a concern that people are not having.
Maybe she should have consulted with us and we would have told her, but yes. I think you can give her the benefit of the doubt. She didn't know. She doesn't know what freaking Sunni Shia divide is.
You don't need to know the Sunni Shia divide. You only need to say that nobody, like most people, are not accusing each other of being anti-Muslim bigots or standing up against the regime. That's all you need to see.
She would not have seen
celebrities. No. You know what celebrities are good at? Noticing trends on social media. That's what all she had to do. That's all she had to do.
I reckon I reckon it's probably because Iranian regime is a Shia regime. If a similar movement like this was taking place in Pakistan, let's just say that, they would not have spoken. They would not. Okay, so you reckon.
So many Sunni Muslims constantly remind us that the regime in Saudi Arabia does not represent Islam. They constantly remind us that it's actually right now there's no regime. There's no regime in the world.
No, but when push comes to shove, then they're like, oh, see, this is an attack on Islam. Yeah, all these Islamophobes are just supporting this overthrow of the.
No. If you attack Muslims, yes, but if you attack regimes, they're like, that has nothing to do with Islam. Constantly tell us that. Which regime do people come out globally, Muslims globally, like, oh yeah, this is a good representative of an Islamic government? Do you have one? No. Even Sunnis don't have a Sunni Islamic government. Like, yep, this is like what exactly how Muhammad would have intended.
No, but
they constantly remind us that
this is what. Okay. So, yeah, I don't have an example. You're probably right, but hang on, but this is, but she would not know that. She doesn't know that.
She only had to notice that people, even Muslims, are supporting Iranian people right now. Muslims are coming out and saying like, oh yeah, I have a hijab and I support the Iranian woman. I have the right to choose to wear the hijab and I support the right for Iranian women to not wear the hijab.
Okay, so as a celebrity, so you're telling me, okay, so as a celebrity, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, 90% of the people, majority of people, I haven't seen any tweet that is anti this movement. So I'm going to just say this, but then she proofreads it, then she rethinks about it. She's like, maybe I should add this line, because what if there's like 1,000 people who say, you bitch, you're Islamophobic, you're against our faith, blah, blah, blah. She just added it as an insurance policy. That's what I'm saying.
But she didn't know. She spoke on behalf of Iranian people. She said Iranian people are not protesting against. And the fact that she didn't know, like, she doesn't know. Well, then you shouldn't make a claim if you don't know. You don't know. You can't speak on behalf of Iranian people. Like, they're not protesting against this. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Well, that's, I know it's fair. It's fair for her to say this, and it's fair for us to come up and like, yeah, you shouldn't have said. Yeah.
Okay, so you reckon when George W. Bush said Islam is a wonderful religion, it's a religion of peace, you reckon he knew anything about Islam? He probably didn't. These people say that. Yeah,
but then don't say. But then, okay, I'm not saying you should have known. I'm saying if you don't know, then don't make claims about things. I'm not criticizing her for not being aware. I'm criticizing her for making claims. I don't know many things. But guess what? If I don't know about something, I don't make claims about it. I say maybe I'm skeptical. I'm not sure. Yeah.
I mean, you're not getting into being safe. Maybe they're smarter than what we might think. She might actually know. Hang on, yeah, it is. Go anti-Islam people. Go my fellow Islamophobes, but I'm going to play safe. She could be like that.
Well, our job is to make it so that, like, if you are playing it safe because you get backlash from the other side, so we have to create when you say shit like this, we have to come out. So when people want to play safe, they have to put us into the calculation as well. So if you say that this is not against Islam and there's a backlash to that as well, next time you want to play it safe, you will calculate us in your calculation as well.
Yeah, I get it. But anyway, I think I've said my piece.
To have your questions answered on the next live stream, become my patron today. You can do so with as little as $1 a month. Link in the description below.